What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to a video from old mate Kevin Abroad right here. What's really going on in Polyglot YouTube? Now, I haven't done that many reacts to Kevin, but he recently, what the fuck is a reachedly? Can we make that a word, guys? I hate this. My brain operates at a speed that's faster than my mouth, and I just have this tendency to just randomly join multiple words into one just thing, and it becomes a word. Anyway, so we're going to be doing a react to this, and he reached out to me because he stole some content from one of my videos, and he's like, can I use this? And I was like, yes, of course. I literally just steal entire videos, so of course you can go steal my content. Now, before I do that, I have actually done a react to him once before. Well, it was an interesting video. Here's the video in question. It's titled, Is Kevin Abroad a Fake Gay? And then right here I've got, is he native level gay? Now let me give you the lore on this video if you have not seen this. This video is fucking epic, okay? Basically, there's another pretty unhinged YouTuber out there who accused old mate Kevin here of not being gay. And Kevin is publicly gay. Like, he doesn't try to hide these things or anything, okay? And this other guy decided that, no, Kevin is not gay because he decided to do a wink at another girl in a video, and that was it. That was fucking... We found the fraud, so I did a full investigation into him. I was asking my community, is he an A1 gay, you know, C2 gay? The consensus is that he is definitely fluent gay. So we've established that he's a legit gay. Let's find out what's going on Polyglot YouTube.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I've been a YouTube polyglot for 9 years and a real-life polyglot.
Ooh, can you just imagine openly saying, I'm a YouTube polyglot? That's just asking for trouble. Okay, anyway, let's keep going.
For like 15 years? I don't know. I lost count after my third identity crisis.
You know, every time someone wears glasses in a video like this, okay? Every time, what I think is, what can I see in the reflection? Like, what can you guys see in the reflection? Let me have a look. Oh, you can see the camera, you can see Elmo. Like, I'm always looking for, oh, is there like someone tied up in the corner or something? You know, I always want to see what's in the reflection. It always, like, messes with me.
Believe it or not, but I'm also a qualified French language teacher and a linguist, which I hope means I can bring a bit of wisdom, let's say, on the topic of language learning. And since I've been around the online polyglot and language learning space for a while, I think it's safe to say that I know what's up. So in this video, I'd like to talk about online...
Well, now that we've got his credentials, let's start with my own credentials, because people always ask me, like, why do people watch Evildea? I am a professional shit poster, okay? With a little bit of knowledge in, like, every field that exists out there, because I've worked in so many different areas. So I'm just really good at pulling on random threads and then just causing entire careers to collapse.
Polyglot content and what to look out for when consuming that content. And also some lessons I've learned along the way from being an actual polyglot myself. Confession 1, Polyglot YouTube is performative as hell.
That is so goddamn true, it is not funny, okay? So you get basically two types of YouTube polyglots, okay? The first group is, they've got a very curated image, like they've made themselves look very, like, that they have like, this is the image I want to sell. And if I'm not presented in this perfect light, I hate your guts. Okay, like, they just, if someone even critiques them, they're like, delete that shit. And then it obviously goes to an extreme where if you even react to them, you get copyright striked. But then you got the other group, okay? And then the other group will just sit there, just spewing out complete bullshit, just flooding bullshit out. You call them out, you say shit, they don't care, they just keep doing it, bro. They just ignore everyone's existence. It's like, you got the two extremes, they're both highly performative, but then the two extremes of sensitivity. One side does not give a fuck. If you call them out, you call them a liar or anything, they just keep doing the same shit over and over. And then the other side, you point out like there's a hair out of place, and the next thing you know, you've got the Gestapo at your door ready to take you on.
Okay, we're gonna start with a big one. I'm gonna need you to hold my hand while I say this, but...
I can't do that, my man. I'm married. If my wife catches me holding hands with a random YouTube polyglot, there'll be trouble.
A lot of the language learning videos you see online are basically bullshit. It's charisma plus clickbait plus a title like I learned Spanish so fast it feels illegal, and...
I was gonna say some random shit, but then I was thinking about what he's saying. You know, it's charisma. Have I got that? Check. It's like stupid ass thumbnails. Have I got that? Let me check. Look at that guy. You got me with my stupid ass glasses there. Me doing these stupid ass facial expressions. Me look like I'm dying. Yeah, okay, I got that. And then, like, the titles. No, my titles aren't that bad. I investigate ChatGPT, why China's so much better than Japan. I could be a little bit pushing along the edge there, but, I've got most of that, which means I probably fall into the bullshit category.
And suddenly everyone is like, oh my god, he must be a genius.
Okay, no, I don't get that. No one thinks I'm a genius. That is for sure.
Meanwhile, if we are being honest, most of the time they are probably A2 in the language, which is not bad, of course, but it's misleading. I feel like people don't realize how ridiculously easy it can be to seem fluent online.
This kind of reminds me, okay, you guys have probably all done this. Like, I work as a programmer, and you'll watch, like, a TV show or something, and then there'll be, like, a hacking scene, okay, as a programmer. A great example is the movie Swordfish. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a great movie, but there's a hacking scene in it where there's guys trying to hack the computers, and he's, like, rotating this cube and shit and all this type of stuff, and I'm like, the fuck is this? This is not how you hack. Or, like, any scene in a movie where it's like, oh, they're, like, jumping through the VPN connections to backtrack to the person, and it's like, no. And then the worst part is the person on the other side's like, oh, they've broken through the first VPN, oh, the second one, the third one, what is this? What is this? It's like, that's what it is with, like, languages, once you speak a language and then you see someone who's, like, faking your language, you're like, bro, what is this? What do you do? And then you look at the comment section, everyone's like, wow, he's so amazing. You're like, what is going on here? Like, you're just so confused. It parallels perfectly. Because, like, when my dad saw Swordfish and he saw that hacking scene, he fully believed that because he knows nothing about computers. But boy, oh boy, does that guy know his boating and knots. And every time there'll be, like, a movie and someone does a knot, like, they're on a boat or something, they tie something, or, like, something, like, in a prison or something that gets tied up, but Dad would be like, yeah, I'd get out of that in 2 seconds. Or that one, he's like, yeah, no, you're not getting out of that. And it's like, it's just so many instances, okay? So many instances of this type of thing. If you are in the know, it looks ridiculous, but if you're not in the know, it's just completely normal.
You rehearse a simple script, stick to the safest vocabulary, film 20 takes, and choose the one where your accent sounds decent. And bam! Suddenly you look like a prodigy. It's basically...
I can't even be fucked doing that in English.
linguistic cosplay, and the audience, they eat it up. Because many people don't necessarily understand how...
Okay, man, I keep interrupting him. But, like, he's talking about linguistic cosplay here. It's so true. Okay, it is so true. But at the same time, I was thinking, we should actually do that, like, linguistic cosplay. When someone speaks Chinese now on, they need to be wearing, like, a full-on Tang Dynasty outfit or something, Like, in order to speak Chinese, you must be wearing that outfit. I'm so tempted now. I'm so tempted just to wear random outfits.
Editing works, or what fluency actually looks like. So they see a short edited video of someone speaking and go, damn, he or she must be fluent, when in fact, we can't know for sure. For all we know, that person might only sound fluent in that one carefully edited moment and absolutely crumble if you try to have a real conversation with them. And honestly, maybe I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit, but I don't think it's completely their fault. After all, platforms reward sensationalism.
It really depends on the intention and what the person says. Like, you can come out here and do a full speech and let's say Chinese and not speak Chinese. Like, you put together a video and stuff. But as long as you're honest about it, and that's what I always say in my videos, as long as you're honest about what you're doing, to your audience and your audience actually understands your limitations, I have no issue with someone doing that. It's like if someone says, look, I speak 20 languages, but each one of these languages, I'm a complete and utter noob in them, like I'm a beginner, and then they make a video where they speak those 20 languages, and it's like perfectly curated and put together. As long as they're honest about it at the start, and they're like, guys, I don't actually speak these languages, to any, like, usable level. I'm just kind of, I'm a fan of languages. I love learning random bits and pieces. I'll be like, that's cool, We all got our interests. Just don't lie about your capabilities.
But I think it does become a problem when real learners watch this and think they haven't got it all figured out, like the people they watch online. Having said that, because I don't want to sound overly dramatic, there's definitely people who are proficient in the languages they claim to be fluent in, of course. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is that it's important to take things with a pinch of salt and never take everything at face value, and remember that the internet is mostly not real. Confession number 2, learning languages takes years, not talent.
I actually like to say it takes hours. I used to say, years, like everyone out there, but now I talk in hours when it comes to languages. And the reason being is because I could say to someone, oh, this person over here learned Chinese in 2 years. and this person learnt it in 10 years, and they're both the same level, people are automatically going to go, oh, well, the 2-year guy, he must be good because, like, look what he's achieved in 2 years compared to the 10-year guy. But the difference might be just that the 2-year guy put 8 hours in a day, and the 10-year guy did, like, 1 or 2 hours a day. You know, like, it's, like, that's why I like to talk in hours, because it's a metric that makes a lot more sense, as opposed to just pure time, as in, like, years, because there's periods of, like, time where with Chinese, for example, for like 3 or 4 years where I just didn't touch the language. I just, you know, I was busy with other stuff in life, so I just completely stopped learning it. And, you know, that doesn't help you in understanding how long it takes to learn.
My impression of how people see polyglots online is that they usually see them as naturally gifted, but the reality is years of repetition, effort, and daily discipline. In my opinion, and
I say the exact same thing, and every now and then I'll get a critic down in the comment section. I'll be like, oh, what about this random case over here of this person who's got, like, I don't know, freaking some weird ass, you know, mental or medical condition which just allows them to associate languages with numbers or something. I don't know, like, I'm just making up shit right now. But there'll always be like that edge case, and I'm like, yeah, but you're not that edge case. You're not that guy, okay? It's exactly like that meme. You've all seen the meme where the guy, he walks up and they're like about to get into a fight and he's like, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. You know, that's you. That's me. We're not that guy. We're the people who spends years learning, okay? Otherwise, if you were that guy, you wouldn't be watching this channel. You'd just be mastering languages.
maybe that's just me, I feel like most of your language learning progress comes from boring, unglamorous work. For example, Anki, reading, listening, practicing, failing as well. Of course, I'm not saying boring in the literal sense, because
It can actually be boring sometimes. That's actually a really important thing to remember, is that it literally can be boring sometimes. And the reason I want to point that out is because some people think that unless they've got motivation every single moment that they're learning the language, well, then it's not for them. No, it's like any other skill out there. There's going to be times where it's just like, I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do it. Today is not Chinese Day. I don't want today to be Chinese Day. And I'll be like, yes, I get it, but try make it Chinese Day. Because the more you make it that, the closer you get to being able to actually use it for anything you want to use it for.
that would be crazy. What I'm saying is that it comes from pretty normal activities, nothing exciting and nothing to write home about. That's why whenever people try to come up with crazy and overly complicated language learning methods, my brain always goes, what the f***? Adding
That is true. That is true. But, you know, I don't know why. My brain is so scattered, but it's like, it's not that, you know, crazy or complex, you know, and I'm just thinking, let's invent a new method. We're going to call it the skydiving method. You're given a parachute, you're thrown out of a plane, and you have to repeat the entire Spanish conjugation table for like various different verbs, and unless you do it perfectly by the time you hit the ground, you ain't releasing on the parachute. Like, it just doesn't unlock. We'll just call it like the crash and burn. Well, just literally the crash method.
on to my previous point, I feel like it's also very easy to see the final result of someone being fluent, but you might not realize the thousands of hours behind it, and that can kind of cloud your judgment a little bit. But
You know, the funny thing is it actually clouds your judgment even once you've done it. Because, like, for example, I got to fluency in Esperanto, okay? And obviously at the beginning, I was struggling because I'd never learned a language before. In the middle, you know, I had my struggles. And at the end, you know, well, it's never really the end. But, like, you know, I'm at the point where I'm completely fluent. I can use the language. And now when I look back upon it, I'm just like, it doesn't seem that hard. Like, I can't really remember the struggles as much anymore because, well, I've used it so much now. And then it kind of creates, like, this idea in your head that, oh, well, this will be easy. I'll just do it again with another language. And then you realize that it's like you've gone through traumatic memories and then your brain has pushed those memories down so you don't remember them anymore. It's like, remember the good times, Evildea. Remember the good times. And then you're like, well, it's so good. I'm just going to go do it again. Why do I do this myself? Why? But yeah, you do forget sometimes, even when you've done it with one.
even if you're aware of all the time it takes to become fluent, I think it's worth noting that the older you get, the more effort it takes. Not in the sense that your brain gets older and less able, but more in the sense that life gets in the way. Sorry to be depressing for a minute, but if you're a grown up, you have a job, responsibilities, maybe children, and that takes time away from, you know, doing language learning potentially. You can't spend hours every day learning a language like you could when you were at school or uni. So naturally, it
Yeah, obviously it really depends on life thingies. Like, the way he's just talking right now, it kind of reminds me of, like someone who's sitting them down going, now look, Evildea, you've got responsibilities, okay? You need to make money, you need to support the family, but I just want to learn Klingon! I don't want to do life! Why is it so hard? Can I just do Klingon instead? No, Evildea, go make money. Fuck this shit, bro.
makes the process of learning a language take more time. Now, don't make me say what I didn't. You can 100% learn a language at any age. I'm simply suggesting we manage our expectations a little bit. Confession number 3, beginners can easily be fooled. This confession does tie into the first one a bit, but when you don't speak a language well, it is ridiculously easy to think someone else does. Evildea, a great polyglot colleague of mine,
I thought when he said Evildea, he was going to use me as an example. You look at this guy right over here. Now, everyone hears him speaking English, and they just assume that he speaks it well, but little did you know.
makes a lot of videos debunking polyglots pretending to speak, 20 languages when they really don't. And he made this great video about this guy.
Fuck, I love that thumbnail. By God, that thumbnail is just amazing. I swear to God, there's probably 500,000 people walking down the street right now. If they saw my face, they'd go, hey, that's that Speaks 46 fluent bullshit artist, Muhammad Akram.
Who teaches French online. I mean, he teaches other languages, but whatever. And he literally doesn't speak French well at all.
C'est le même mot de parler un peu de langue romaine. Le français, c'est clairement ma préférée dans cette famille. On dit que le français, c'est la langue de la mort dans le monde entier. La grammaire est pas trop compliquée, mais la prononciation, c'est pas facile. Le français, c'est facile pour les Européens, mais pour les Indiens, pas vraiment.
Honestly, it's wild. And he does that in other languages as well, and I'm really...
And the only reason I ever did that video is because he tried to fake my language Esperanto. Guys, if you ever want to fake a language, don't fake Esperanto. Because if you do use Esperanto in any way, every single Esperanto speaker in the world will watch that. Because they're like, oh my god, someone's recognized us. Let's go watch it. And then if they've realized that you faked it, they'll be like, this is war. Like, you don't do that.
Really not confident his level in these languages is much better than his French, but what do I know? And the wildest part is that people take him seriously in his comment section. Thousands of learners seem to believe he's a legit good language teacher.
I actually heard just recently, ooh, my computer just beep 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 at me. I heard just recently that he deleted that video. I guess it finally got to him.
And to me, it comes down to basically, if you're a beginner, you don't have the tools or the knowledge to judge if someone's speaking well or not. That's the thing that I feel a lot of people don't realize. It's so easy to look legit to non-experts. If the accent sounds vaguely correct, if the person speaks confidently, if the video is polished, boom, you assume authority, you assume fluency. But confidence is not the same thing as competence. This is why Polyglot YouTube can be so misleading. A beginner...
That whole confidence is not the same thing as competence. That could be applied to so many industries. And people of various different groups. Oh god, I can already see the comment section.
Can't tell the difference between rehearsed, memorized, surface level speech and actual fluency. So someone can speak absolute chaos French, but as long as they...
That sounds fucking epic, Chaos French. I was just thinking, like, you know how you got the Chaos Marines and stuff? Then you got French, like the French, like, bonjour, mon mère, comment tu? Comment tu? And then suddenly this void just rips open and out comes the Chaos French. And they're like, bonjour, mon mère.
They smile and roll their enough, people will be like, wow, native speak.
Maybe Chaos French is just Klingon. Yeah.
Listen, this is not about drugging anyone, it's simply a reality check. If you're new to a language, you literally can't reliably evaluate someone's level, which means that the internet can seem full of people who sound impressive until an actual speaker shows up. Take me as an example. I'm actively learning Japanese and I'm probably around A2 level on good days.
I sense an investigation coming up.
This means that yes, I can somewhat recognize a native accent, but really I'm just an idiot in Japanese. So of course I don't doubt that most people could fool me into thinking they're fluent in Japanese, even if they're not. Some disclaimer here, because I don't want to get dragged in the comment section. But it's absolutely okay to not sound perfect in a language. The issue I have is when people exaggerate their skills and make themselves sound like they are more proficient or knowledgeable than they actually are.
Yep, 100% agree.
Oh, that's it. Confession 4, there are no hacks. You can't learn a language fast. I do not care how many TikToks or YouTube videos tell you that you can become fluent in 3 months or learn a language while you sleep.
Shots fired, Mikkel, shots fired.
It's just not happening. Yes, you can of course optimize your routine, and yes, you can absolutely find techniques that are better than others, but at the end of the day, learning a language to a serious level will take you years, as I mentioned earlier. Admittedly, it could be shorter if your goals are less ambitious, like if you just want to learn touristy language, for example. But here's the thing, which kind of drives me crazy, but also I get it, of course, is that people love the idea of learning fast. They love hacks. They love magic shortcuts.
Yeah, we all just want the McDonald's of everything. You know, we want the McDonald's of languages, the McDonald's of fitness, the McDonald's of McDonald's. You know, like, we're just lazy. We're humans overall, you know. We want success, but then once we get it, we're not happy.
But there is no recipe. For me, it all comes down to time, how much input you put in, how much output you force yourself to do, and how consistent you are. That's it. That's the whole secret. But it's not sexy, it doesn't sell, so nobody says it. Now, as I said, you can absolutely optimize your learning, and I think tools can help, but tools are not fluency. Let's take apps, for example. They are fine if you enjoy them, but personally, I think they are mostly overrated. In my opinion, the thing that makes the biggest difference is accessing level-appropriate native content as soon as you possibly can.
I would say the thing that makes the biggest difference, no matter what, is just doing it every day. Like apps, yeah, apps help. Level appropriate content helps. But whatever keeps you coming back day on day and doing it, that's what really matters at the end, because if you don't do that, you fail. Okay? Like, if you don't use apps, that doesn't mean you're going to fail. If you don't use level appropriate content, that doesn't mean you're going to fail. Like, there's people who literally just from day one grab a book and just look up every single word and slowly work through page by page, you know, day after day. And that's how they learn. Like, I would never do that. It's fucking insane. There's other people out there, you know, they just sit down and just watch movies. That's all they do. I wouldn't do that. Like my point being here is that at the end of the day, it's the coming back and continuing, building on where you previously were at, that really, really matters.
Real language, real content, real people. But also
I don't like real people. They scare me.
A few words about AI, because I think it's a hot topic at the moment.
Ooh, I just dropped an AI video, so let's see what he's got to say.
And in my opinion, it can definitely be really useful. I personally use it quite a lot for my Japanese because you can practice conversations, get instant corrections, ask for explanations, etc. But even then, I don't think there's anything that can replace exposure to the language as it's actually used by, real human beings. At the end of the day, you can't hack your way around hours of listening, reading, repeating, failing, and trying again. The truth nobody wants to hear is this. Fluency is not a trick, it's a habit. You build it like you build muscle, slowly, consistently, painfully, and over a long period of time. So those were my confessions, and yes, some of them might sound a little bit spicy, but I am sharing them because I think the online language learning world desperately needs more transparency.
That it does, and that's what I've been doing. Anyway, so this is his video right here. You can go check out his channel, give him a sub, confirm for me whether he's gay or not. It's just so stupid. That was a controversy. It's just so goddamn stupid. But anyway, overall I agree with all the points, and I managed to waste 25 minutes of your time when you could have been actually working on your languages. See guys? See, this is what happens when you don't actually do the work and instead you watch a balding Australian guy. You should have been grinding, but look at you, a fucking disgrace. Get out there and do some language grinding. Anyway, make sure you sub to the channel and watch the next video, and I'll see you all then!